So fine. So last class we just been talked about how to create a control from the scratch. In the sense we created a control making use of some existing controls. We learned how to define properties in it, how to define methods in it, how to define events in it. So properties are defined for exposing the values. Methods are defined to perform actions. And when you talk about events, when you define the events, when you don't know what action has to be performed in a particular scenario, in that scenario, fine. So in that particular scenario, when you don't know what actions has to be performed in any scenario, what we define is events. I said you a simple point. You know the logic, implement method. You don't know the logic, implement event. So that's what. When you know logic, methods will be defined. When you don't know logic, events are going to be defined. So that's the story what we have. Fine. So when I'm talking about developing controls, I said control development can be done in two ways. One is creating a new control, making use of existing controls is one option. Second option is extended or inherited control. What extended or inherited control? Extended or inherited control means here we are not going to design any control at all. We are not going to design anything newly. See, we designed a stop clock now. Buttons, text, the things what we want, you placed it and designed it. When the second one, we don't design the control. What we do, copy the design of an existing control. We copy the design of an existing control, and once after you copy the design of an existing control, then we start adding new functionalities to it. Repeat, we copy the design of an existing control, and after copying the design of the existing controls, we start adding new functionalities to it. For example, what I'm going to show you is, all of you, we have a text box. What the text box accepts? Anything in it. What the text box accepts here? Anything in it. It accepts anything in it. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to create a new text box called custom text box. Custom text box. And I want to inherit this from text box. Once I inherit, all the properties, all the methods, all the events of the text box will automatically come to custom text box now. Yes or not? And custom text box works the same like text box. Okay now? But in this custom text box, I want to define a new property. What is the property? The new property is set option. Set option. And remember guys, this should be an enumerated property. Enumerated. You know enumerated property now? You can have a list of values here. What are the values? Any, char or digit. These are the four options I want to give. Any, char or digit. What is any? Any means that should be the default. That should be the default. It means by default it should accept anything in it. Just like our regular text box. Just like our regular text box, we should accept anything in it. Second one, char. What's it? Should accept only alphabets. Should accept only alphabets. Only alphabets should be accepted there. Oh, only alphabets? Yes. It should accept only alphabets. Okay. Next, the third option. What is the third option? Char or digit. The third option is char or digit. Char or digit means it should accept what? Alphanumerics. It should accept the alphanumerics now. Are you clear? It should accept the alphanumerics. Fourth option is, okay, I have a password also. Okay, I forgot. Char or digit. Password also. I'm adding this also. So should accept what? Alphanumerics. Digit means only numerics. Digit means only numerics. Okay. And also I'm just added a fifth option, that is password. That is a password option. What is that? In the sense basically, if I set it as password, if I set that as password, should accept only passwords. Should accept only password means like what? I just want to accept some alphabets numerics, and few special characters. Few special characters like a hyphen, underscore, whatever you want. From two special characters. So now I want to customize it. So tomorrow, when you place the custom text box is anything from text box now. So custom text box also looks like a text box only. But here you will find a new property, and based on the option you select, the behavior of the text box should change now. Did you catch my point? See, tomorrow, so many places in your application, you want the text box to accept only characters. I already explained you the logic for you guys. You're required to write the logic under the key press event. In the key press event, I show you once how to write logic for accepting only digits. Same way, if you want to accept only characters, you need to write the logic. I gave you the task for you. For the name text box, I said you write the logic for accepting only alphabets and spaces. So you have 10 forms now. In 10 forms, you want the text box to accept alphabets. 10 times you need to write the logic now. Yes or not? Without that, I want to create write all the logic here, and I want to use this text box in all my projects now. So without writing the code again and again, I will write one time, and I will choose an option from this. Based on the option, the text box should behave in a different way. Is it clear? Okay, one more thing. See, when you're accepting digits, digit. See, I want to take digit for entering age, or I want to take the digit for entering salary, for entering a salary. Decimal required or not required? Tell me, required. I am taking a digit for entering a PIN code, Aadhaar number, credit card number. Decimal required? Not required. Decimal is not required now. Are you getting my point or not? So that's why in that scenario, basically, what I just wanted to do is I want to define one more property, guys. I want to define one more property here. What is that? The other property is accept decimal. And this should be a Boolean property, guys. This should be a Boolean property. And what about this? This is enumerated. Is a enumerated property. And this is a Boolean property. Boolean property means will accept only two things. What are the two things? False. This will be my default. Can be changed to true. What is false? It is false. The digit text box should not accept a decimal. If it is true, the digit text box should accept a decimal. Is that clear? Okay. So this is what exactly my plan is. This is what I wanted to do now. Okay. Let's see. Now come to the user controls project where you develop the stop clock. See, listen, develop all controls in one project here. That's what I want to say. You're developing a new control now. Same project. All the controls under one project. Okay. So already in the last session, you remember you added this control in the toolbox. Okay, not save it. Okay, sorry guys. I did not save it properly, so lost it. Okay, let me re-add. Remember how to add? First I said you add a tab. Give name for it. Any name. I'm giving the name as my controls. Right click on that. Select choose items. Next, browse. After browse, select the assembly from its location. Okay, what assembly? .dll. Okay, click on the OK. Actually, I did not save it here. That's why I lost it. It will be present. Once you add, it will be present there only. Okay, let me properly save it. Okay, fine. So stop clock is there. Okay, now I'm going to develop a new control. So next when I add a reference under stop clock, my new text box always will come. What the custom text box always will come now. Clear? Okay, so we'll see that. Come on. Meanwhile, go back to your project. Which project? Now in this, what you do is add a new item. What item? Don't add user control. Why? Because in the previous example, you remember I added user control. I added user control. If you add this, it will define a class inheriting from user control. So you cannot inherit from the Xbox tab. Multiple inheritance is not there now. So better what you do is add a class, just a blank class. Name. my text box, my text box. And this my text box inherit from text box. You get an error because of the namespace, import the namespace. What's it? System.windows.forms. This is just like writing code in Notepad here. Okay, and also don't forget, make this class as public. Default is internal. Na? By default, class is internal. Cannot be accessed out of the project. But you want to know. So make it public. Public class my text box, call it text box. If you observe, I did not write any code in this now. Because I did not write any code in this, my text box behaves like text box only. Correct or not? Because there is no code implemented, my text box behaves like text box. Just for example, I'm showing you your project. When you build your project, what will happen? The new class gets added to your assembly now. The new class gets added to your assembly. Once go back to the Windows project, go back to the Windows project. Just now you added this now. One more time. Right, don't add one more tab. Under this only add a one more time. Right click. Choose items. Browse. Select the same assembly one more time. And now you just should get my text box also in the list there. Are you clear? Oh, we named my text box, huh? Okay, sorry guys. Our plan is to make it as custom text box, no? Sorry. Delete once. What is the name we are planning? Custom text box. Custom text box. Rebuild. Come back here and again follow the same. Choose items. Browse. Custom text box. It is same like a regular text box only. Okay, now add a new form in the project. Yeah, just add a new form now. Now open the toolbox and you place a custom text box. It's as the same as a text box. This is what I'm telling you. Right now, you did not write anything there. Because you did not write anything there, it is behaving like a text box only. And by default, this text box accepts everything in it. Are you clear? By default, this text box is going to accept each and everything in it. Whatever you enter, it accepts. Okay. So these are the 5 text boxes I have on the screen now. And now whatever I just enter, it accepts now. No issues with that. Okay? Fine. Now what next? The next thing is, okay, we just got the text boxes here. The next thing what I just wanted to do is, see, if you run this, right now, all the 6 text boxes what I placed on screen will accept everything whatever you enter. See? Special characters, no restrictions. Accepting or not. But they should not accept here. They should not accept like this. So if you don't want to accept, we need to write the logic, not here. You write the logic here, no point. We need to write the logic in the custom text box there, not here. First thing is, We are expecting a property to change the behavior. What is the property? Set option. What is the property? Set option. Right now, all of you see the property that are starting with the character. Yes, there is no set option there. Is it clear? Okay, let us add it first. Let us add it first and also accept decimal. Check it out. I am showing you the properties that are starting with the character A. Do you accept decimal? These two properties are not there. Come on, let's define. Go back to first property is set option. And set option is an enumerated property. And do you remember, if you want to define an enumerated property, the first step is you require to define an enum first. Okay, how to define public enum options. In this, list out all the options you want. What I want, any, char, or digit, password. Okay, now let me define a property for this. Like options. What is the property name? Set option. Property name is set option. Anything, yeah, whatever you like. Okay, and just giving you gets it. Automatically defined, yeah, just defined of an automatic property. Enough. See, when you want to write any logic, then only you need a get block, set block. When you don't want any logic, simple automatic property will do this job. Second, what is second thing? Boolean property. Accept decimal. A Boolean property, accept decimal. Public bool, what? Accept decimal. Get set. Now tell me one thing. What is the default value we plan for set option? Default value for accept decimal? You can directly do the assignment is equals to 0 and is equals to 0. 0 indicates any first value. 0 means any first value. You define your properties now. Build once. Okay, go back to the Windows project and all of you should now see the new properties now. Okay, come on. What is the first one? Okay, now second one. And see the default value. What about the other value? Enumerated property. See there, you're getting the list of all values now. Is it clear? Okay, now what I want to do, first one, I want to leave it any. Second one, I want to change the set option as char. Third one, I want to change the set option as char or digit. Fourth one, I want to change the set option as password. Fifth one, fourth one is digit. Fifth one is also digit, guys. Fifth one is also digit, but accept decimal true. You understand the difference now? 4 is digit, accept decimal false. 5 is digit, accept decimal true. 6th one, password. But still, we did not implement any code. We defined only properties there. So see now also all text boxes will accept everything. Are you getting my point? Now also all the text boxes will accept everything in that. And the behavior is not coming into picture. Reason, you did not implement any logic yet. You only defined a properties, that's all. But you did not implement any logic yet. Is it clearer, everyone? Yes or not? So fine, we have just been done with this. What next? The next thing is, okay, we just been defined up the properties now, the logic implementation. Where to do? Here only. Where to write the logic? Where to write the logic? Key press event. I already explained you. Want to accept numerics or digits or whatever it is. The logic should be implemented which event? Key press event. You're required to write the logic for the key press event. Okay, so how to write the logic for key press event? All of you are clear, like how do you write the logic for the key press event? If you want to write the logic for the key press event, okay, just one thing I missed out here. Let me tell you that. What is it is, can I give descriptions and category for this? Remember, last class I explained, I want to define a category for accept decimal. What is the category? Behavior, yeah. It's a behavior. Second, description. What is that? Clear? Same way for setup also, I want to write the category. I want to write the description and the category. See. Now also, this is also about behavior only, huh? Array, that is also about behavior only. Next. This property will control you the type of values custom text box has to accept. But see, yesterday also we did today, but today we are getting error. Why are you getting error? Actually, if you want to use that, you require to import a namespace here. You need to import a namespace. What is a namespace? System.component model. The namespace is system.component model. But yesterday we did not do that. Yesterday we did not do. Why, when you add a Windows form or when you add a Windows control, all these things will automatically import that namespace. But today we add a Windows form of plain class. It is blank class. That is the reason why we did not get it. Yesterday is the control, right? That is why, see that? Array, by default, all the namespaces gets imported to you. Are you clear? In this, some are unnecessary, but maybe used, but some are unnecessary. What is unnecessary? Can you see them? Whatever is unnecessary and what is necessary, necessary will be in the code. So it is in brightly showing for you, correct? You can remove unnecessary things. How? Right click here. You'll find an option called remove and sort usings. Remove and sort usings. If you click on that, it will remove all the unnecessary options to you. Are you clear? We don't want to see what I'm trying to show you. Already that is imported. That is why it is not asking you again. Clearer? Already that is imported. That is why it is not asking you again. Why? We added a Windows form. See, if I remove this, error will come here, see? Category and description are showing error, see? Okay? But today, what we add is a blank class. Because it's a plain class, we need to manually import it using system.component model. Okay, fine. And now you see, you got it. No error. Okay, now? Fine. Where to write the logic? Key press event. Key press event. Okay. If you want to write the logic for a key press event, what are we doing, guys? You select the control, hit F4, property window opens, you'll go to events, double click on key press, it generates the method for you to write the logic, right? Yes or not? Okay, okay, fine. But now answer my question. Are you developing the control now or are you consuming the control? You are louder. Some are telling developing, some are telling consuming. You're developing here. What you learned? Your controls means consuming controls. Developing controls. That's what we started. Your controls means developing control. Not consuming the control. We are developing. What are you doing here? Consuming the control. Understand? You're not developing a control here. What are you doing here? Consuming the control. What are you doing here? Developing a control. When you're now you're in the development mode, correct? So unfortunately, problem is property window will not show you the list of options to you. You cannot go to events. You cannot double click. This is not available now. Then how, sir? Recollect yourself. You written the code in the notepad. Array, manually writing an event procedure, doing a manual binding. That is what you need to follow now. In notepad, I showed you now. Write an event procedure. Private, void, person name, object sender, event tag. See again, go to initialize component. In the initialize component, we do the binding. Now also it is the same thing what you need to follow. Now also it is the same thing what you just required to follow. Okay. So let me do it. What's it? Actually, we have to write this code is initialize component. Where to write this code is initialize component. Why it writes in initialized component? Because in the partial class, I explained you that initialized component will be another file. We call it from constructor. All this story, I explained you this one. Right? Today I have only one class, one file, and what I need to write is only one line of code. So for that reason, even though you directly write off in the constructor, not a problem here. When you have huge volumes of code, then try to put it in a partial class, initialized component, separate file and all. But today, how many files you have? One only. And the code I want to write is also one line. Because it is one line, in no point of again writing initialized component, waste of time. Simply say public custom text box, directly write off the constructor and do it. See, what you require to do? In the class, you need to write a method. What method? Even procedure. In the constructor, you need to do binding. In the constructor, what you require to do? Binding. What first? Method first or binding first? Binding first. How you write the binding here without knowing the method name? Brainless. In the method binding, you specify the event name, delegate name, method name. Without writing method, you'll find that. What that? You need to write the method. I showed you that also. First you write the method, then you go to constructor and do the binding. Are you clear? Yes or not? But guys, how to write the code also remember? Control dot event plus equals to delegate of method name. Event plus the name. Remember the syntax? Control dot event plus equals to new name of the delegate, then name of the method. Are you clear? Okay. What is the control checkbox? Array, right now, understand, in Windows project, when I said this, what I said you dismiss form. But this is not a Windows project, this is a control library. This is a control library, it's not a project. Now here, when I said this refers to the custom text box. And then nothing but the text box. So here, what you write, this dot, this is not the text box now. Which event? Keep. Okay now, this dot keep plus equals to new delegate name. What is the delegate name? Do you remember? Key press event handler. The delegate name is key press event handler, and here you're required to write the method name. Okay, I did not write the method still here. I'm telling you the process, that's all. Write a method, specify the method name there. Write a method and specify the method name there. Are you clear? Yes or not? So in this process, what should I write first? Method or statement? Binding statement first. First you write the method and then write the binding statement and specify the method in that place now. Clearer all of you? But guys, when you, and that is what I showed you in the notepad, but Visual Studio provides you a beautiful option to you. What is the option, you know? Carefully concentrate on it. This dot key press. Okay? This dot key press plus is equals to, and hit the tab key, it will generate all the code for you. Generated C? And you have doubt, sir, delegate is missing. That's a new feature from .NET 3.5. Writing the delegate name is optional. If you write also it executes. If you don't write also it executes. Did you catch my point? I'll show you. Watch. Guys, is my voice clear? Is my voice clear, guys? Check out now. Am I audible? Check out now. Is that clear? Okay. Okay. So look, what's that? Look at this. See, what's a folder? C sharp 9, correct? In this, we created a form 3. And this is the place where I explained you about events, bindings, and all. Okay. So this is the place where I explained you about events, bindings, and all the appropriate things. Is that clearer, all of you? Okay. Now, if you have a look on this, if you just have a look on this for now, observe it. What is that? We've done the binding here. This dot load plus equals to new event handler. Even if I don't write the delegate name, this code will execute. But why I did not explain you earlier, the reason why I did not explain you here is, if I don't tell that, you will not know that the delegate which is executing the code. What you will think is only event name and person name. If you find code will execute, you think. But there is a delegate behind to execute the code. You should know that. That is the reason why I did not tell you. I said you must write the delegate name here, I said you. But from .NET 3.5, they removed that option. What option? It is not mandatory to write the delegate name there. Even though you don't write the delegate name, it will internally create the delegate instance and executes the logic for you. Is that clear? Yes or not? Check it out. I removed the delegate name there now. Save it. Recompile it. No error in the compilation. Form 3 executed. See that load event occurred, click event occurred. I hope it is clear, all of you. Don't forget, there is a delegate behind the screen to execute the logic. Writing the delegate name is optional from .NET 3.5, but it is going to be present inside. If you want to write, you can write here, no problem. If you want to write, you can just write the delegate name, but Studio will generate and give you. Did you understand the process? One more time, I'm telling you how to do this. Simple process, guys. We are not writing the method first. We are writing the binding statement only first. Okay, now, how to write? Yes, means the current class. Dot, which event? Key plus is equals to, and hit the tab key. That's it. It will open a window asking you, do you want to give a name for it? Do you want to rename it or something? Simply click on the apply button. That's all. Don't do anything. It generated. So now you can start writing your logic now. Where? Under the method. Just put your logic under the method. That's it. Okay, now. Earlier, I explained your logic for accepting digits, remember? If you want to accept numerics, I just explained your logic. How to write? If char dot is a digit is equals to false, reject it. Array, if the char dot is digit is a false, reject the character. If it's not a digit, reject the character. Did you remember that or not? I just shown you how to write the logic for that in your earlier classes. In your earlier classes, I just explained you how to write the appropriate logic. Logic for what? Accepting only non-numerics. First, I'm telling for numerics. Watch. See the logic. If char dot is digit of p dot t char is equal to false, accept or reject that? Reject. That should be rejected. Okay, how to reject? First, to display a message. And to reject, we return the code. What is the code? A dot handled is equals to true. And that is clearly said here. Array, for accepting, no need to write the logic. By default, Xbox accepts everything in it. So you're not responsible to write the logic for accepting. Your logic is only for rejection, not for accept. For accept, no need to write any logic here. Is it clear, all of you? Yes or not? Okay. So it is not required to write the logic for accepting. Accept doesn't require any logic. Logic is only for rejection. Okay. But see, if I put the code like this applies to all text boxes now. Why? Where did you say This logic should be executed only when the user selects it. Did you say that anywhere? No. So that's why if you compile this one and go to the Windows project and run, right now all text boxes will be accepting numerics only. Watch it. Enter numerics only. Is it accepted? Come on. Alphabet. Not accepting here. What it accepting is only numerics. This one also, numerics. But no, this is not what we are planning. What's your plan? This should come into picture only when the user selects numeric. When the user selects only digit only, this functionality should be accepted. This functionality should come into action, correct? One more condition I'll put. What? Switch. Set option. Case. Did you understand now? Come inside only when the set option is desert. This logic is only for desert now. Okay. So guys, observe. Rebuild. Okay. Now come back here. Run. See now. It works only for 5 and 6 text boxes, not for the remaining. See? Oh, not 5 and 6. 4 and 5, I think. 4 and 5. See? This accepts only digits. And this also only digits. Last one also accepts everything. Are you clearer or not? Understood? Huh? Now, first text box should accept everything. So no need logic for that. Second text box, only alphabets. Third one, alphanumerics. Watch. Case. Options dot char. I'll write the code, guys. Break. Next, case. Options dot char or digit. Char or digit. So how to write the logic? Same code here. What did you write on the top? It is the same code now also. Copy the if condition. Paste here. The method name is letter. This accepts only alphabets. Simple English. Is letter or is it? Understood now? Okay. So for password, sir, yeah, I'll tell you the logic for password also. Just hold on. Rebuild. Come back and test now. So we'll implemented the logic for 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. This one accepts everything. No logic for that. This one only alphabets. This one. See here, I cannot enter numeric C. Okay, error message is wrong. I'll correct it. Here, only numerics. Here also, only numerics. But still few things are there to fix. What's it? This one, the fifth text box should also accept a decimal. Array, the fifth text box should also accept decimal. Next. The second text box, when you're entering, so this is for entering the name, guys. This is for entering the name. Name requires spaces. Array, name requires spaces, yeah. How will you enter the first name and last name now? Your name has first name, last name, middle name. You need spaces there. So space also should be accepted. So let me implement the logic for this to accept the spaces. And here, decimals. Okay, first let's start with spaces. How to? I explained you how to accept back spaces. Do you remember? Array, not equal to 8. Same way, for space also, we need to write the same code only. What's it? And that's what the dot. Okay, convert is giving error. Namespace is not important. What namespace? System only here. Convert is in system namespace only. That the root namespace. Convert. Convert dot 2 into 32 of E dot keychar. E dot keychar. Earlier I said not equal to 8. Earlier, if you recollect, what did you write? Not equal to 8. Not equal to 8 means backspace. But now it is a space. The ASCII character is 32. If it is not equal to 32, what to do? Reject it. If it is not a character and not a space, reject. Means what? Accept characters, accept spaces. Rebuild. You see now, I want to enter my name with my initial space. I am able to accept the spaces now. Is that clear? Okay, this is done. And now this text box, numerics okay, and also decimals. Okay, come back. Now, all of you, look at this carefully. You don't have a separate case for digit with decimal and digit without decimal. You don't have a separate case for digit with decimal and digit without decimal. One case only there. The digit case. Under that only we are rechecking. Under that only we are checking basically. So what you're doing, see, on the top I'm writing the code. If accept decimal means what is meaning here? If it is true, if accept decimal is true, decimal should be accepted or rejected. If accept decimal is true, decimal should be accepted or rejected. Accepted, it should be accepted. Okay, if at all it has to be accepted, you are required to first identify that is a decimal. Na? And if you want to accept, first you should identify whether it is a decimal or not. How to identify? If convert dot 2 into 32 of E dot keychar is equals to 8 means backspace, correct? Is equals to 32 means space is equals to 46 is decimal. Decimal's ASCII value is 46. It is a decimal. Now see the two conditions carefully. What is the first condition? Is the accept decimal true? Yes, accept decimal is true. When accept decimal is true, what will happen? It will come inside. When accept decimal is true, what will happen? It will come inside. Now to verify, what will verify whether the entered character is a decimal or not. If it is a decimal, should be accepted or rejected. Louder. And you remember, for accepting, no need to write any logic. Logic is only for rejection. What you simply do, return. That's all. Watch it. If it's a decimal, don't do anything, simply come out. That's it. The entered character is a decimal, don't do any restrictions, come out. Means I'm not telling don't reject. I'm not writing any code to reject. When I don't tell any code for reject, what will happen? Automatically that is going to be accepted. Automatically that is going to be accepted. And when will happen? When the accepted decimal is true and the entered character is a decimal, it won't do anything at all. Simply it will skip from there. That's all. So you can see, edit, run, watch. Now tell me, in this accepted decimal is it true or false for 4? For 4, accept decimal is it true or false? False. Because it is false, when I hit the decimal, see? Are you clear? But when you come to 5, accept decimal is true or false? It is true. That's when I enter decimal. Accept it, see? I'm giving comma, not accept it. You written the logic to accept only decimal. You did not write the logic for accepting the comma. Only decimal is what I just wanted to accept in this case now. So now you see, this is accepting decimal values now. This is not accepting, but this is accepting. What's still pending? Password. What is pending now? Password is pending. Okay, we'll write the logic. Password should accept what? I'll correct these error messages. These error messages, I'm just getting the wrong error message. First one accept numerics only. Second one accept alphabets only. Third one accept alphanumerics only. Alphabet values only, and here enter alphanumeric values on. Okay. So we written the logic for spaces for character, and also we written the logic for decimal for digits. What left? Password is left out. Case option start password. Tell me, what do you want to accept? Want to accept alphabets, numerics, and few special characters. Array, if you want to accept characters and a space, is the logic you written now? Yes or not? Now you want to accept what? All but numerics. I should write is letter. What is it now? Yes, na. Alphanumeric special characters means this one. To accept a space, what did you write? Not equal to 32. Same way, whatever special characters you want to accept, add all those things there. Not equal to the appropriate ASCII value. The appropriate ASCII value has to be implemented there. Watch, guys. First, alphanumerics. Okay, now? Apart from that, special characters you want. Okay. And for all the special characters, I'm using the appropriate ASCII value, 35. I'll tell you. 35 is an ASCII value for what I'll tell you. Same way. Not equal to 35. Not equal to 45. Not equal to 64. And not equal to 95. I think I used at the rate dollar underscore height. I just use the code for it. You want something else? Find out the ASCII values and implement the logic. How to find the ASCII value? See, I mentioned here. What I accept. Underscore hyphen hash at the rate. You want to accept anything else? Find out the ASCII value and add it. That's all. See, it is the same logic what I implemented for. Sorry, it is the same logic what I implemented for char. What did I say there? If it is not a character and if it is not a space, rejected. Same way. If it is not a alphanumeric and not a hyphen underscore hash at the rate, reject. Means what meaning? Accept alphanumerics plus underscore hyphen at the rate. It accepts only these characters. You want still anything extra? Find out the ASCII value and add the condition there. Is it clear? Find out the ASCII value and add the condition there. How to find the ASCII value? I already explained you guys. What to write? Message box dot show convert dot 2 into 32 of E dot keychar. E dot keychar will tell you the ASCII value. Message box dot show will show you the ASCII value. Okay, just a minute. Dot toast. You see now, whenever you type it will tell you the ASCII value of the characters now. So now I use the 35, 45, 65. What I used, guys? 35 yard, 45 yard. 95, 64, 64, 95. Okay, these are what I used. Verify. Check. I'm using hyphen 45 is the ASCII value. Okay, I'm using underscore. 95 is the ASCII value. I'm using hash. 35 is the ASCII value. What is the fourth one? At the rate. Are you clear? You want to accept a dollar. Find out the ASCII value. Dollar. What is ASCII value? Add that condition there. Add that condition there. You want to accept percentile. Find out the ASCII value. 37. Add that condition there. Is it clear? Now I am not accepting. I am accepting only 4 things. I put the condition only for 4. Yeah. You are ready, guys. Everything is ready now. Everything is ready. Come on. First one. Accepts alphabets, numerics, special characters also. Second one. Alphabets, spaces, but no numerics and no special characters also. Okay. Third one. Alphabets, numerics, no special characters. Fourth one. Only numerics, no alphabets and no special characters. Fifth one. Numerics, no alphabets, no special characters except decimal. Decimal is accepted. Last one. Alphabets, numerics, and special characters. At the rate, what? Hash, underscore, hyphen. Okay, no dollar, no percentile, giving a message. Password can contain alphabets, numerics, and special characters like underscore, hyphen, hash, and at the rate. Okay, now? So like this, we're just going to specify the list now. Are you clear? Everything is done now. Only one thing is pending still. What? Backspace here. Backspace will not work. I explained you this earlier, remember? Backspace won't work anywhere. Understood or not? Backspace is not working for you in any of these particular places. It's not working. So, for a backspace, I need to add one more condition there, not equal to 8. Array not equal to 8. Why I did not do that is, just a second. If you see, just a minute. Alphanumeric error, character error, number error. Okay. Yeah. If you see, how many conditions are there now? How many cases are there? 4 cases. Digit case, char case, char or digit case, password case. Totally 4 cases. Okay, now because there are 4 cases, you want to accept backspaces in all the 4 cases now? Or only 1 case? Means I need to add that 4 times now. See, space should be accepted only for alphabets. Fine, 1 time. But backspace should be accepted for all. Means you require to write 4 times here. That's why you did not write it. More 10 conditions are there. You need to write 10 times. Are you clear with the problem? So if they're 10, you need to write 10 times. If they're 20, you need to write 20 times. That becomes lengthy. So to overcome this, I did not write it. I want backspace to be accepted every time. Agree with me? I want backspace to be accepted every time. Agree with me or not? That is why on the top of the program I'm writing, what if convert dot 2 into 32 of a dot keychar is equals to 32. You want to accept it or reject it? Louder. Accept or reject? I'm sorry, not 32 guys. 8. I'm sorry. Accept or reject? Accept backspace every time. Correct? Just now I said to you here, if you want to accept, don't write any logic. Simply skip from there. Means if user entered a backspace, come out. Don't do anything. Why? If it again goes to switch case, all the nonsense starts now. It's a digit, numerica, all the conditions will check. For backspace, no verifications required. Did you catch my point or not? For backspace, no verifications required. No need to verify again. It's a digita, numerica, all those things. So if you user enter backspace, return, return jumps out of the method. Is it going to enter into switch case now? If it doesn't enter into switch case, all the restrictions are there inside the switch case only. If you don't go to switch case, nothing is restricted because text box accepts everything in it. Okay, you can see. Build. Run. First, alphabets, numerics, special characters. Second, alphabets and spaces. Third, alphanumerics. 4, numerics. 5, numerics with decimals. 6, alphabets, numerics, @ hash, underscore, hyphen. You have a doubt here. What is that? Sir, it is showing the characters. You need to understand that. That's why I did not change that. Change that as a password. Array, change this text box as password. Because first you should understand that I did not disable the appropriate functionality for you. Okay. So other than that, it's not going to accept any other special characters. But see now, in all cases, backspace works. Working hard. Backspace works. Are you clear? So this is the customized text box now. Okay. Actually, this password, I need to change the use system password character to. Now, you will see the output in the password format only. Okay, now, initially when I type, you don't know now what I'm typing. That's why I did not do that and shown you. That's all. Yeah. Now, okay, that's what you're ready now. Now, can you do this now? What? Can you start using this wherever you want? Open your registration form. You have a name text box there now? Yes or not? Remove that. Place custom text box. Set the option as char. Set the option as char. Password, combo password. Remove them. Place a custom text box. Set the option as what? Password. Set the option as a password. And also, I think there is a phone number text box also there. Remove that. Place the custom text box. Set the option as desert. Is it clearer? Like this, we can just go for customizing the controls. In the future, you want to accept a numeric value. No need to add a text box and write the logic again. What you directly base now? Custom text box. Set the option as desert. Accept the alphabets. Custom text box. Set the option as char. Password. Set the option as password. Understood the reusability? That's what it gives to you. Now, did I design any control? No. What did I? I have extended the functionality of an existing control. Already it has some functionality. I just gone for changing the functionality. That's what. It will not go for creating a new control. What it will do? It will enhance the functionalities of an existing control. That's what exactly you are going to do here. Am I clearer or not? Okay, what we will do? We'll be enhancing the functionality of the existing text box. That's what exactly we do here. That's what we call as inherited control. That is what we call as a inherited controls. So, two types of controls what we have. First one. What was one? Creating a new control from the scratch. Second option. Extended or inherited control. The second option is extended or inherited controls. Okay, fine. So till now, what did we learn? We learned how to define classes. Sorry, we learned how to design user interfaces, correct? What did we learn here? We learned how to design the user interfaces. UI designing is what we learned. You designed a registration form. You designed a registration form. You might be designing a login form, something, various different forms you'll be designing now. Okay, now understand a point. What's that? What is that? Say. When you design a registration form and written all the validations in it, user enters the data, user enters a valid data, user enters some valid data. And now, does it make sense if you don't save the data? Come on, tell me. Does it make any sense if you don't save the data? If you don't save the data, that doesn't make sense at all, no. Correct or not? Whatever data that is entered by the user should be saved. If not saved, that doesn't make sense. So all the data should be saved now. You need to save the data. Okay. So now the question starts, where are we going to save the data? Now the question starts, where are we going to save the data? Where do we save data, guys? Data? Wrong answer. Why? Why a database? Can't you save data in a file? Huh? All of you tomorrow, someone asks you, where do you save the data? Blindly use a database. That's a wrong answer. Where do you save the database? Never say database. What the answer, you know? Data source. Where do you save the data means? Data source. What's a data source? Anything that is capable of storing the data is called as a data source. Anything that is capable of storing the data is what we call as a data source. Remember, a file is a data source. Why? Files can store data. A file is a data source because file can store data. Correct or not? So file is a data source. Okay, not only a file, guys, not only a file. Sorry, database is also a data source. So simply what I'm trying to tell you, a database is only a subset of a data source. A database is only a subset of a data source. Next, on your mobile phones, you have address book. You store the contact details now. So that's called a software called address book. That is also data source on. That is also data source. Wherever you can store information can be called as a data source. So a database is only a subset of a data source. A database is only a subset of a data source actually. Are you clearer or not? Okay. So that is the first important point what all of you have to remember. A database is going to be a subset of your data source. Not audible? Is everyone facing this problem? Check out. Is it still not audible? No for what, yeah? No means? Is it okay now? Okay. Okay. So, what I'm telling you, a database is a subset of a data source. So tomorrow, if anyone asks you a question, where do you store the data? What's your answer? I store data in a data source. I store data in a data source. Don't say I store data in a database. Always say I store data in a data source. I hope it is clear, all of you. Okay, now, fine. Next. The next thing is, listen, what is that? Actually, if you want to store data in a data source, today you want to store the data, tomorrow you want to access the data. Today your requirement is to store data, tomorrow your requirement is to access data. When you want to access this particular data back again, or store the data, whatever it is, your application should communicate with the data source. Am I right? Or you want to store the data or you want to access the data? Whatever it is, your application should communicate with the data source. Your application should communicate with the data source. But unfortunately, there is a problem the industry suffers from. There is a problem the industry suffers from. What is the problem? The problem is there is no programming language available in the market. There is no programming language available in the market that can directly communicate with a data source. Did you catch my point? There is no programming language available in the market that can directly communicate with a database. No language, no air, no language available in the industry that can directly talk with the data source at all. Your C language, COBOL, Pascal, Fortran, C Sharp, Java, Python, none of the languages can directly communicate with the data source. They cannot interact with the data source at all. And now, without doubt, sir, if a data source cannot communicate, if a language cannot communicate with a data source, then how is it possible for me to build an application now? And if you want to build an application now, if your application can communicate with the data source only, you can write the logic. When your language or when your application cannot communicate with the data source, you cannot write the logic now. Okay, so what to do, I'll tell you. But first, let me answer you this question. Why programming languages cannot communicate with the data sources? Why programming languages cannot communicate with data sources? Did you understand my question? What is that? Why a programming language cannot communicate with a data source is the question now. Okay, let me clarify that. Why programming languages cannot communicate with the data source? Programming languages cannot communicate with the data source because each programming language adopts a different protocol for communication. Each programming language adopts a different protocol for communication. What is this protocol, sir? Protocol is nothing but a set of rules. Protocol is nothing but a set of rules. So every programming language is going to follow a different set of rules for communication. The rules of communication are not going to be same. For example, all of you, suppose tomorrow in your college, suppose in your college or in your office, guys, you're asked, suppose in your college, your teacher has asked you to give a seminar on a topic. So you're asked to give a seminar on a topic, or tomorrow when you start working in the office, okay, then also this happens. You're asked to give a seminar on a topic to the clients. You need to give a seminar, or you need to just give a lecture, a seminar on a topic to the clients. So clients will be there, and you're required to describe the clients about your product. You have developed the product here. You're going to sell the product now. You want to sell the product, and the company wants you to give the seminar now. So know about the product, and tomorrow you need to speak out in this. So this is the target. This is what they said. You required to just it. So you understood about the complete everything about the product. You prepared a good document, a PPT to explain about each and every feature, each and every functionality, everything to demonstrate you have done everything. You are ready. So Monday afternoon, 4 o'clock, all the clients are available. You are in the conference room. 10 people sitting before you, and you are required to start giving your seminar now. Before you start, you came to know one thing. What you know? These 10 people came from 10 different countries. They don't know any language in common. The 10 people came from 10 different countries. They don't know any language in common. One can understand Chinese. One can understand Japanese. One can understand German. One can understand French. One can understand Italian. Are you clear? So the 10 people came from 10 different countries now, and they don't know any language in common. Come on, start your seminar now. Speak now. Can you speak now? And I'm talking with you only. Can you speak? Why? They understand 10 different languages. I don't know about. The first thing is, I need to learn all the languages. Are you clear? It will take 4 or 5 years for me to learn all the languages, for me so that I can do that, so that I can just give my seminar now. Is it clear or not? So that I can give my presentation. If I want to give my presentation, I need to know all these languages first. Without knowing this, I cannot speak now. I hope you guys are clear. Yes or not? This is the challenge now. This is the challenge. So exactly, when are you ready to give your presentation? When are you ready to give your presentation? I am ready to give my presentation provided all of them can understand one language in common. But if I need to speak in 10 different languages, I'm not ready to give my presentation now because I don't know those languages first, and it is not going to be easy for me to learn all those languages. Am I correct? Yes or not? Okay, so that is the most important point all of us have to remember. It is not easy for me to learn all these languages. Exactly. You have the same problem now also with programming languages. What is that? The problem what you have right now here is, see, right now, all the data sources, so many data sources in the market. There are so many data sources in the market. And all these data sources will not communicate, will not follow the same protocol, will not follow the same protocol. They're not going to follow the same protocol. Oracle follows a different protocol. Protocol means a set of rules. Oracle follows a different set of rules for communication. SQL Server follows a different set of rules for communication. Sybase follows a different set of rules for communication. MySQL follows a different set of rules for communication. Excel follows a different set of rules for communication. Then how can a programming language communicate with them now? If you are not able to communicate with multiple people in multiple languages, how can a programming language communicate with the different data sources and different protocols? Do you understand my point or not? So that is the reason why programming languages doesn't provide the option of communicating with a language, with a data source directly. There is no programming language available in the industry till now that can directly talk with a data source. Is my point clear? There is no programming language available in the market, in the industry till now that can communicate with a data source. So this is the challenge now. This is the challenge. So what to do now? What to do now? What to do now? See, if I cannot speak in your language, if I cannot speak in your language, how will I talk with you? Answer here. Did I ask you how a rocket will fly here? Simple questions also you're not able to answer. You irritate me a lot. Tell me, if I'm not able to talk with you in your language, how do I communicate with you? You need a translator. You need a translator. I don't know your language. If I don't know your language, I need a translator. And the translator has to convert my language into your language and your language into my language. Without a translator, can we talk with each other? No, it's not possible. Without a translator, we cannot talk with each other. Is that clearer? Okay, so that is the important thing. We need a translator to communicate with each other. Exactly the same thing I'm just telling you now here also. What's it? If a programming language cannot communicate with a data source, you need something in between the data source and the language to communicate with each other. Something just like a translator. You need something like a translator to communicate with each other. Is it clearer or not? You need something like a translator to communicate with each other. And that's what. So, for what's the need of the translator? The translator, basically, the translator works as a bridge. The translator works as a bridge. What is that bridge? See, you know what the meaning of a bridge? A bridge is something which connects two disconnected ends. A bridge is something which connects two disconnected ends. A river, to connect the two banks of the river, we have a bridge. Are you clear? So that's what we call as a bridge. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you just understand my point here, you need a translator now. You need a translator to bridge the gap between you and me. Same way, you need a translator to bridge the gap between the applications and programming languages. And to do that, Microsoft has provided us a set of technologies called as bridging technologies, and we can take the help of those bridging technologies to communicate with each other. So if you want to use a programming language and talk with a data source, you require the help of some bridging technologies in the middle. So what we need to learn first is what are the bridging technologies. If you know them, you can start writing the code from your application and interact with the database. Is that clear? So tomorrow I'll teach you what are those bridging technologies and how do I use them in my applications to talk with the data source. Okay, let's stop here. We can do tomorrow.
Recording stopped.